Thank you again for having me here.
Okay. How are
Thank you again
Maria?
for the invite.
How are you? Is that
I'm good.
okay?
I'm good. Just back from US.
Okay.
So still, I'm
Okay.
still a bit jet lagged.
You must be
So, but yeah,
tired, right?
good.
Okay.
Good to see you all. Thank you.
We thank you very much for your time and very appreciate that you deliver presentation for GPGF 2025. And if you don't mind, I'd like to give short introduction of you to the audience in Korean language.
Yes, go ahead. Thank
Okay.
you.
오늘 네이처웍스를 대표해서 발표를 진행하실 분은 네이처웍스의 부사장이자 지속 가능성 그리고 대외 협력 부분을 총괄하고 있고 그리고 현재 바이오 플라스틱 협회의 공동 의장을 맡고 계신 마리아 지오바나 베테레입니다. 유럽에 베이스를 두고 네이처웍스의 각종 바이오 플라스틱과 지속 가능성에 관한 대외 행사와 협회 활동을 전체적으로 지휘하고 계십니다. Okay. Before playing your video, do you have any word for audience?
No, I'm good. I think it's, I
Okay.
hope you like it. And if you have questions, I'm here to answer. So thank you very much for following and having him here again. Thank you.
Okay, then we can play the video. Okay.
저 QR을 지금 아직 다운 못 받으신 분 계십니까? 그 스크립트를 받으셨네요. 다 아까 QR을 화면 비춰드렸는데요. QR을 한 번 더 비춰드릴 테니까 QR로 지금 접속하셔서 파일을 받으시면 지금 이제 마리아 부사장의 그 부분 강연 부분을 좀 더 쉽게 이해하실 수 있을 것 같습니다. 다 받으셨나요? 네, 그러면은 마리아 부사장님의 그 강연을 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 이 내용은 네이처웍스가 이제 PLA 중심으로 했을 때에 지금 이제 이제 생분해 부분도 있지만 PLA 자체는 실제 그 탄소 중립에 기여하는 부분이고 물리적 화학적 리사이클을 할 수 있는 소재의 중심인 그 부분에서의 이제 방향성에 대해서 좀 설명할 예정입니다. 예, 시작하도록 하겠습니다.
Good morning. I'm Maria Giovanna Vetere, in charge of sustainability and public affairs for NatureWorks. Thank you for having me attending this conference and talking about the innovation in carbon circularity with Ingeo biopolymer, which is polylactic acid. So let's... Okay, so this is how we make our polymer. Our process starts from CO2 from the atmosphere. Plants capture it, and via the photosynthesis, they convert CO2 into sugar. Then we ferment the sugar. We make lactic acid out of it. And then after a process of polymerization, we produce our polylactic acid, our PLA, which brand name is Ingeo. And Ingeo biopolymer can be used for many different applications, from fibers to products to food service ware, durables. We will see along the way what is possible to do. So manufacturing our material doesn't require a specific agricultural feedstock. We use corn in US, but can be any other plant sugars. So we in Thailand, where we are going to build, we are building already a second plant. We are going to use sugarcane as feedstock. And we have projects. We have been involved in projects in the past, and we are thinking to do more in this space to research and assess the possibility to use other feedstock like algae or direct conversion from CO2. Now, from how it's made to after use, our material is truly designed to be circular. Carbon itself, our idea is to have carbon circularity. We use carbon from plants, we put it into products, and then we have a cycle of reuse of those and recycle of those products until the final end of life, which will be taking that renewable carbon and putting back to the atmosphere. We have, though, three ambitions. One is to create an effective after-use plastic economy via recycling, recovery, reuse, drastically reduce the leakage of plastic into the environment with the management and also with better design of materials and items, and then decouple plastics from fossil feedstock. And this is possible with our material because Ingeo PLA is 100% renewable content from sugars. So these are the several applications that our material allow to be used in. So you can see food serviceware, paper-coated items, packaging, rigid packaging, single-serve coffee capsules, tea bags, fibers, non-woven fibers that are used in several applications from diapers to wipes. And you can see the mask here too. Durable, what you see in this picture is a refrigerator that was designed together with Whirlpool. We did a sort of a trial what was possible to do in the durable space, and we're still investigating several possibilities in this area. 3D printing filaments, where PLA has proven to be an excellent polymer with excellent properties, and you can see a couple of examples of that in the other two pictures. Now, paper cups, which is one of our most innovative elements. So the paper cups let me move my picture, so I'm afraid you see it. Okay. So how this process, the innovation that this coating will bring is that the cup at the end will be a paper cup coated with Ingeo PLA, will be compostable, recyclable, repulpable, and we know this because we tested it several times. It's FDA approved. It has no PFAS or other fluorinated chemicals, has no impact on odor or taste. It's completely tasteless. And it's bio-based content 100%. So paper is per se bio-based because it's from cellulose, but our coating will also be entirely bio-based. In the processing, it doesn't need specific change in the machines. It can run at similar speed as the incumbent. So we believe we have a very good products in our hand that we can really compete in the paper space. The single-use area is also a very interesting one for Ingeo PLA, and specifically here we are talking about single-serve coffee capsules. In the coffee capsules, the most important and valuable material is the coffee waste, the coffee grind that is contained in the capsules, and the quantity of the coffee which is remaining inside of the capsules after brewing is bigger than the capsule itself in terms of quantity. So more and more is becoming common to consider compostability as the best possible end of life for this type of application. So we have partnership along the value chain for delivering a high performance compostable coffee capsules to the market, both in North America and Europe. Where there is already legislation, if I think of Europe, there is already legislation which is allowing this type of application to be compostable. Still from the legislative perspective, tea bags, for instance, are mandatory to be compostable in Europe with the new regulation. And it's another very good application to make compostable in general, because it's going to be, again, 100% compostable, including the content of the bag, of the tea bag. The tea leaves are compostable, so it's a very good way to have also the tea bag being compostable like the tea leaves. Tea producers were already thinking to go in this direction even before legislation, because they realized that many consumers throw out the used tea bags in the composting bin anyway. So having them entirely and completely compostable was considered an advantage. And you can see here also the work done by Rethink Plastic, which is a project in the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, Circular Economy projects, which is exactly targeting compostable tea bags. 3D printing is another area where Ingeo PLA is performing very nicely. It brings a lot of detail. What you can see here in these slides are several examples of how the material can be really helpful for the final applications. For instance, providing detail. And you can see the prototype of two hearts, which are intertwined, interlinked. And the ability of PLA to produce these very intricate final forms is the winning point here. And then the prototyping that you can see here with the metal casting or with the chemotherapy bolus. So the prototyping is important. It's one of the main applications for 3D printing, and Ingeo PLA works very nicely. And the large formats, which is another interesting field where you can find furniture printed, large shapes, and we saw them already. So it's a very versatile material that the 3D printing community appreciate a lot. Now, for us, it's also important to be sure that the materials that we use are sustainably produced and the feedstock that we use is sustainably grown. This is why we can provide ISCC Plus certification. It's many years already that our material can be certified with this standard. It's the ISCC Plus that is certifying how we grow the corn that is used for our resin. So ISCC checked that all these factors are, with all these factors, the best practices are followed. So the protection of biodiversity. So there is no sourcing from land with high biodiversity, high carbon stock or peatland. Our farmers use the best available farming practices. So which involve the use of fertilizers, pesticides, how they dispose, for instance, of everything, and the practices related with irrigation and tillage. And then the environmental protection, because growing crops needs also to take care of water, and in general, how much water is used and how the water is treated. So water courses, soil erosion, and the soil organic matter, which is another very important point if we want to keep our soils fertile and able to deliver food for the next year. Then there is a social sustainability aspect, so adequate training and respect of the rules for the workers, and the reduction of greenhouse gases in the emissions like non-burning and this type of things. So we can provide this type of sustainability in feedstock certification. Besides this specific certification, our material is certified against many other standards. So it has bio-based content, and this bio-based content is certified by TÜV Austria or USDA's bio-preferred products. And then we can also verify via Eurofins that there is no genetic material content in the final resin. We also scored sustainability silver medal with EcoVadis, which is assessing how sustainable is a company. And we are proud to say that the bar every year increase and every year we improve. So we are very proud of how our sustainability scoring is moving with EcoVadis. Our material is safe, and this is also certified by Green Screen, which is providing some of our resins, some of our grades of this very important certification that you see here, platinum. So it's a very safe material, even beyond the food contact regulations. And then from the circular economy perspective, our materials that are compostable have, of course, compostable certification. So you can see here BPI, but also the seedling, And most recently, we have been accepted in the Business Coalition for a Global Plastic Treaty, which is exactly addressing the circularity of plastic in the context of the global treaty. And one last important point that I would like to make is that PLA doesn't create persistent microplastics. And this is something that we could prove by a study that was commissioned to Hydra Marine Science. This study conducted by Hydra Marine Science is a very relevant research center, which is expert also in marine environment. And they provided a meta study. So they studied a number of this research, scientific research that is available. So many studies, and they concluded that PLA in the environment doesn't leave any persistent microplastics and will eventually fully hydrolyze and biodegrade. So for us, it was an important point to share. And you can see here in the pictures how technically it works. So with the specific characteristic of PLA, which goes through hydrolysis and then full biodegradation. Oh no, this was my last slide. So Ingeo has a carbon footprint which is 73% smaller than fossil-based plastic. So this is an important point. We make our eco-profile, and our eco-profile, which is public, and you can find it on our website, comparing Ingeo with other fossil-based plastic. It has a better carbon footprint, and you can see here the bars. And again, the study is available on our website. It's a peer-reviewed study and accessible to everyone. So I think that was my last slide. Yes, it is. So thank you very much for the attention, and happy to take your questions. Thank you.
한 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
Maria, thank you for the good presentation. Okay, we will start Q&A session.
혹시 질문 있으신 분 계십니까?
예, 질문 하나 좀 간단한 건데 유럽 쪽에서는 아까 팁백과 같은 부분을 음식물 쓰레기하고 같이 쓰레기통하고 같이 버리는데 그 부분에 대해서는 팁백 외에 다른 항목이나 이런 것들은 좀 사례를 좀 추가적으로 좀 자세하게 알려줄 수 있는지 여기 이제 있는 분들이 좀 궁금해서요. 그 부분 좀 물어봐 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
Hey, we have one question. You mentioned that tea bag. Europe already has a regulation about the tea bag. It should be mandatory to be compostable. Do you have other example like tea bag that should be compostable? Hello?
Yes, the new, yeah. There is a bit of a distance from the sound and the video. So the European legislation is also mandating to have compostable fruit stickers.
Which is
so the small stickers that are placed on fruit. I don't know if you can hear us.
Sticker to stick to the fruits.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, see.
Yeah. And for other items like coffee capsules or very light bags, there is also the possibility to use compostable materials. It's not mandatory, but is there. And the European Commission also made an assessment where they recognize that, for instance, for coffee capsules, compostable is a preferred choice, but it's not mandating at the moment. And then there are many other items, food serviceware, very small format, where member states can decide to have them compostables. So it's up to the member states to decide, and this is linked with the infrastructure that there is in the different European countries to decide whether they want to have it compostables or not. Otherwise, they will be banned because there is a list of banned items in the packaging and packaging waste regulation. So, especially in the case of compostable plastics, they perform well both in food serviceware and small formats like the small bags for sauces or condiments, these type of things, which in Europe will be banned for the consumption in the restaurants and bars and canteens. But I can send you more information in email if you want.
오케이. 총장님 답이 되셨을까요?
네, 잠시만요.
지금 이제 말씀하신 거는 이제 아까 얘기했던 커피 캡슐이나 아니면 다른 것들 이제 부분들 같이들 해서 사용을 하는데 요 부분이 좀 오늘 챗GPT로 좀 활용을 하려고 그랬는데 지금 워킹이 좀 잘 안 되고 있습니다. 좀 죄송합니다. 그래서 지금 이제 진행 부분에서 제가 이제 보고서 그걸 지금 보고 있었는데 다 듣지는 못했습니다. 그래서 지금 아까 소개해 주었었던 그러한 것들을 활용을 해서 같이 이제 레스토랑이나 이런 데서 활용된 것들을 지금 음식물 쓰레기하고 이런 것들을 같이 처리를 하고 있다고 좀 얘기를 하셨습니다. 지금 현재 국내에서도 이제 그런 부분들은 아직 좀 활용이 안 되고 있기 때문에 향후에는 지금 PLA로 유럽 쪽에서 진행하는 팁백 외에 이제 다른 의무사항 부분들을 좀 한번 벤치마킹을 해봐야 된다고 좀 생각이 듭니다. 예, 요걸로 뭐 다른 질문사항 없으시면 이걸로 마리아 부사장님의 좀 발표를 좀 마치도록 하겠습니다. Can you say goodbye to the Korean audience as a photo as a level?
I'm sorry, we have one more.
질문 있을? Wait a moment. Just the other persons. 네, 예. 네. 예.
네, 그렇게 할게요. Okay.
예, 그러겠습니다.
Okay, Maria, would you mind sending us the email about the more detail about the European legislation? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, just as Maria, thank you very much for your speech. Then so you can say hello, goodbye to the Korean audience. Yeah, for later.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Have a good rest of your afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very
Bye.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.